Hello, it is Friday, June 3rd, 2022 at 5:49 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Mitch Miller. This is my video journal, and today we're talking about universal child care in the United States. If I became president of the United States, what my plan would be for universal health or child care. But first, I want to give a shout out to every person around the world that works in a sweatshop. I basically work in a sweatshop. It's pretty hot in there in the summer. No potable water. At least the water at the bathroom next door, the owner would not drink. So I bring my own water. He does not provide any water, and the noise level in the shop with all the machines running is above the safe limit. He does not provide ear protection other than the noise canceling headphones that he bought for all of us, but he doesn't even have a little jar of earplugs for when those run out of juice, which I suggested he should do. But that's enough of me complaining about my sweatshop. I know there's much worse conditions out there, so I have a plan for all you sweatshop workers out there of how we can make better conditions for every worker around the globe. But back to universal child care. How do we do it? Universal child care and paid maternity leave for all women, basically. Now the Democrats, what do they want to do? They want to build brick and mortar, highly regulated daycares that the government controls and regulates, and that you ship your kids off to brick and mortar daycares. That's not what I'm suggesting. Number one, that's another target for mass shooters, and number two, it's just never going to get passed, I don't think. Some people do want to hand their kids over to highly regulated daycares, I understand that. But my proposal is, let's pay the people that are already feeling the obligation to watch our kids, that the obligation's already falling to. Basically, grandmas. Let's pay grandmas to watch kids. So I would expand Social Security for anyone 62 and a half or older. Any grandma, and this is let's face it, child care falls primarily on the woman. It's just the way that it has happened. It's the tradition of our society, and that's the way many of the laws are written and things like that. So most of the time, child care is the burden of the woman. So let's make a female-focused child care plan. So for women 62 and a half years or older, we would expand Social Security so that if you're watching your grandchildren, you will get paid for doing that. The parents will report that the grandparent is watching the children, and there'll be an online portal that basically keeps track of all this, but you will get supplemental income in your Social Security check for watching your grandchildren. Up to 7 hours a day, basically. Up to 8 hours a day, so that you could watch the children while the mother goes to work. So that's the first step. We can eventually expand this to grandmothers that are under age 62 and a half. And they could take on other kids, like neighbors' kids, up to a certain limit. We have a way to pay mothers for the first for watching their children, and it's welfare. It's not a great system, but mothers are paid. They also get child support, hopefully, if everything goes correctly. But we're going to expand these programs so that women get guaranteed child care 7 to 8 hours a day. So for the first 5 years of a child's life, they need constant child care until they get it to be school age. Then they're gone for 6, 7, 8 hours. So we're counting those times when they're in school as covered as child care provided by the government, local, state government. Any time that children can't be in a public provided school, now people choose to put their children in private school, but anytime there's not child care provided, so during the summer or for the first 5 years of that child's life, the mother gets gets paid an extra stipend if she's on welfare, or if she's not on welfare, she gets a stipend to pay for child care. Now ideally the grandparent or a neighbor watches the children, and I'll explain how that's policed, and up to they get a stipend, and that can be used towards the wages of the person watching the children, the grandparent or whoever that is. So how do we police it and how do we fund it? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go into paid maternity leave. Every woman will get 90 days paid maternity leave under this program. So it's a simple system, 20-20-20. This is a 20-20-20 promise. Any business that compensates its ownership and highest leadership at no more than 20 times that of what it pays its lowest employee must meet these three criteria, 20-20-20. And as long as that company does not make more than a 20% profit per year, the government is going to provide 90 days paid maternity leave for each female employee up to $20,000. So 20-20-20. 20-20-20. You can only compensate your highest leadership and ownership at 20 times what you pay the most least paid employee in the company. Any of these small businesses that meet this criteria, or even large businesses, you can only make a 20% profit or less per year. Will cover $20,000 up to $20,000 of paid maternity leave for your employees. Now the big dogs, the big corporations that make, like a pharmaceutical company that makes 800% profits, things like that, they're on their own. The mandate will be there. They have to pay their employees paid maternity leave under this mandate, under this new program that will be a law or a bill that I'm proposing. So it's the 20-20-20 criteria. How do we fund it? How do we police it? So we're going to fund it with women's taxes. We're going to fund it by not making women pay taxes, basically. We're going to reallocate women's tax money for this child care program. So you obviously, women are still going to pay an income tax, but we're going to create a micro budget within the federal budget that is voted on and policed by women, specifically women that have children. So if a woman has a child, she will not pay income tax. Her income tax will be allocated to this fund for times when she does not have 8 hours of child care provided. So for the first 5 years of a child's life, the woman, all of her income tax, federal income tax money will go towards this fund. She will not pay income tax to fund the military, and men's taxes can build roads and fund the military. The women's taxes are going towards the child care program, universal child care and paid maternity leave. In the summertime, the woman's income taxes after the child's 5 or 6 years old goes towards this fund. All of her income tax docked from her pay during the summer goes towards this fund. There's no provided school, but during the school year, her income taxes goes into that big beautiful kitty the senators and the Congress love to dip into to use for anything they want to use to, including kickbacks and everything else. But during the times, the summer, the first 5 years, income tax for women that have children, anytime they do not have child care provided, will go towards this child care program, and that's how we're going to fund it. There will be an online portal where women can vote on how the fund should be used and manage a budget, their own money, their own taxes via this program. And it will come down to neighbors, grandparents, and women policing the system. Hey, did your kids really stay with grandma for 8 hours yesterday? No, they stayed for 6 hours, and we only billed it for 6 hours. I haven't worked out the details of how it would be policed, but if you have it localized, if you have it personal to personal, it's going to be policed a lot better than a brick and mortar daycare that might take advantage of social and government programs. So that's the concept, that's the idea for universal child care and paid maternity leave. That's my idea for a program through the federal government that I will try to enact as President of the United States of America. I hope you'll vote for me. Join me next time when I talk about global life insurance for every human being on the planet. It's something I would work with the United Nations on as President of the United States, and I think it's going to do a lot of good. I'll explain more the next time I'm on, possibly Sunday or next week. So join me next time, and thanks for watching.